What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I'm actually reshooting an earlier vlog. This is going to be take 2. I don't know if I liked the words and phrasing I used in the first one. Now that I'm sitting here thinking about it on my ride, I'm headed up to Milton right now. It's about, I don't know, a 50-minute drive from my house. We're taking the DRZ because the R6 is still torn apart. So I'm just gonna kind of go through what I'm doing, what my plans are, what I've been up to, because a lot of people have been tripping out on social media that, hold on, anyways, sorry. A lot of people have been tripping out on social media that I'm selling everything. I sold the Corvette, big whoop, you know. I'm selling our mini truck, I'm selling this, I'm selling that. Like, a lot of people are just kind of freaking out about it. So I guess I'm gonna try and clear the air a little bit and let people know what's going on, and you know, see what people think, right? Like, I'm just trying to collect capital. Like, I'm not as into drifting. I'm just gonna be straight up honest about this. I'm not as into drifting as I used to be, you know. Like, ever since, and don't get me wrong, I still love clutch kickers, I love the 100K series, I love the fun days, I love doing what we do, you know. It's like the best job in the world. We get paid to travel and run drifting, and like, my boss, Mr. Castleberry, Mike Castleberry, has been more than generous with us. Like, he's given us 3 years of one of the most amazing lives you could have on the planet, right? At least for me, you know. Like, my dream in motorsports was always to do what we do. And you know, we've made a lot of friends through the process, we've met a lot of people, we've gotten a lot of places. And I hope we continue to do that. You know, I hope Clutch Kickers flourishes for the next 4, 5, 15, 20, 25, 50 years. You know, I hope we become, you know, a household name for drifting in the United States and Europe. But mentally, I'm not into drifting. Scooter bro! I'm mentally not into drifting as much as I used to be. And when I say drifting, I mean my own program, my own car, my own businesses in drifting. Like, I'm just not, I'm gonna quote a Nate Hamilton phrase here, I'm just not vibing, bro. Just not vibing. So I'm just gonna take a step back from drifting for a little bit. I sold the Corvette, other than letting it sit, because cars like that, when they sit, they devalue. You know, right now that car's worth a lot of money. So I sold the Corvette to a buddy of mine in South Florida. I'm gonna keep my truck and trailer for now. I'm selling my LS swapped E46 BMW, but I'm gonna keep the trailer and the truck for now because I'm gonna use them for the bikes. I want to get into some like track racing and do track days with the motorcycles and stuff, but we'll cross that bridge in another vlog. So that's what's going on, though. I'm just a little burnt out, you know. I want some space away to not want to burn myself out on drifting entirely and make myself want to get out of it, because right now, if we keep going at the pace we're going out next year, like, I can't do it. I just can't. Like, mentally, I just can't handle it. And it's not that, I mean, it is super stressful and dealing with everybody's crazy and, you know, whatever else, but like, financially it's a lot of money. You know, my wife and I want to buy a house. My wife and I are like basically in our 30s. Like, she is in her 30s, you know. Like, I've dedicated 5 years of my life to this and I love everything about it, but at the same time, like, it's not exactly making us, you know, hundreds of thousands of dollars where we can afford to do all these fun things that we want to do, and like, you know, we're like barely scraping by. So for me to be blowing, you know, a ridiculous amount of money on the race car every year outside of what Clutch Kickers is already demanding of us, right now it's just not feasible for me. Like, the rental program was cool and all, but I actually lost money doing the rental program somehow. Like, well, I know how. That was my own fault. But like, it's just not worth it right now, you know? Like, I can't really drive because of Clutch Kickers, and like, you know, I also work for Holly doing the Holly LS Fest events, and like, that's fun. For me, that's a vacation. And like, that's crazy to me that in my own mind, I'm so mentally burned out on drifting that I'm like, damn, I'm gonna go do 3 other drift events and I'm on vacation, bro. Granted, the Holly events are sick, and like, I will always be thankful to Nick and Pat for bringing me into those. Like, they're amazing. I hope I get to do them. I hope I get to do those with them for the next, you know, 50 years. You know, I hope I'm 60 and we're still in the judges tower just chilling, you know, looking at sick drift runs. But it's crazy how burnt out competitive drifting has made me, as far as just not wanting to do drifting. So that's why I sold the car. I want to get into some other motorsports for a while. Right now, I've always been into motorcycles. I've been into motorcycles since I was a kid. I've had them since I was 16 years old. I had nothing but my 2011 or 2007 GSX-R 600 when I lived in Georgia. I rode it for 2 years straight. No other vehicle, rain, snow, shine. Like, I love motorcycles. So, you know, I guess for now, like, I'm gonna bring motorcycles to the forefront of my life. I want to start doing some track days and stuff with those, and we'll see how far I go with it. We'll see how far I go with this moto vlogging stuff and like just enjoying my life on 2 wheels. But it's kind of hard for me to bring these back. Yeah, granted, I've had motorcycles the entire time. Clutch kickers have been a thing. Like, there's been certain things I play pretty close to the chest. Like, a lot of people don't know about my addiction to motorcycles. A lot of people don't know about my addiction to music and playing guitar and like recording and being in bands and stuff like that. A lot of people don't know about that stuff because I keep it pretty private. You know, I very rarely put anything on social media about that stuff. I don't really have a good excuse as to why. I just don't. Like, it's like my personal getaway space. Like, my bikes I take out to clear my head, and I like to, like, you know, just put my headphones on and do some recording and play guitar, and like, it just gets me out of like the mental state that drifting puts me in. So I play it pretty close to the chest. I don't really put a lot out there on social media about it, because I feel like if I do, I'm gonna mix it with the drift stuff for some reason, and then it's just gonna it's not gonna be the same for me anymore, right? Yo, package coming tomorrow from RTS, thanks bro. So yeah, that's kind of what's going on. I bought a couple bikes. I bought a 2005 Suzuki DRZ 400 SM that's fully, like, full bolt-on, tricked out, you know, and then I wrapped it. And then I bought a 2007 Yamaha R6, which is my dream bike. I'm currently on the hunt for 2 more bikes. I want a track dedicated only bike. Once I get into track days, you know, I'm gonna take the R6 or the DRZ for a couple times to make sure I'm like actually gonna be into track racing, because like I've never done it, so right now it's still kind of scary. At least the concept of doing it is scary. And I'm looking for another sport bike for the street. Maybe not a sport bike. I wouldn't mind like a really like an old school chopper build, or like a Dyna or Sportster build. I'm not really into like Harleys or like cruisers or anything like that. I'm primarily only into sport bikes. And the Supermoto. I dig the Supermoto, dude. I've always wanted one of these, bought it. Sickest purchase of my life. Like, this thing is so much fun. So yeah, I just want to get into track days, and I want to start learning to stunt a little bit. I've got a buddy, Chris Fasco, who lives up in Chicago, who's hooked up with all the Chicago stunt riders and stuff. So I've got some trips planned for next season, next riding season. For me, the riding season's all year long, man. I live in the panhandle of Florida. Like, it gets cold here like 2 months out of the year. Like right now I've got winter gloves on, woohoo, like whatever, but it gets like cold here like 2 months out of the year. So for me, I ride all year round. I'm gonna ride all year round. But for Chris, like, bro, I'm not riding when it's 5 freaking degrees outside. That ain't for me. So yeah, I got some trips planned to head up there, go see my boy, like hang out, do some of these group rides. I just really want to kind of, I guess, enjoy the bike life for a while. Like, I've always had them, but I've never like been super like into the bike life, and right now I'm having a good time just being into the bike life. So, you know, that might change, who knows. With me, motorsports shift all the time, but for right now, I'm out. I'm done with the drifting for a while. I'm not going to be building another car. I'm not buying another car, like, unless a dumb good deal popped up. Like, there was like a 1J swapped FD-RX-7 that popped up a couple years ago for like 15K. I'm not going to say I'm not going to buy another drift car. I don't have any intentions to buy another drift car right now. I plan on, because I sold the Corvette, taking that money, putting it into the YouTube channel, because I kind of want to get into this moto vlog thing. I have a massive respect for the guys who do this and do track days and like stunt riding, and they vlog it and they film it all, like Ryan 636 and That Killer Cam and Dank Willie and like Downshift 83 from way back in the day. Sorry, my voice is cracked. I've been talking all day. Like, I have a massive respect for these dudes and what they do, and I kind of want to be a part of that and like just kind of capture my life on 2 wheels. There's some pretty sick spots here in Florida. Like, we're coming up on the Navarre Bridge up here on the left. So yeah, I just want to like kind of rebrand my social media to do bike stuff for a while. Nobody needs to panic. Like, you know, obviously Clutch Kickers we haven't released anything for next season yet, but we're still working on it. We've got some cool things in the works for next year. We're always trying to go bigger. You know, I can't really say anything about it yet. we haven't confirmed it. Like, if y'all want to know, we don't have a confirmation on season 4 yet, as far as like what we're doing or how we're doing it or where. Or, like, I'm still talking to tracks. I'm still doing a lot, right? It's a lot to plan. You know, we're still pretty new at this, but we're working through it, and we're looking into doing some bigger stuff next year. So that's about all I can say about it for now. Hopefully I'll have some more answers for you guys next week as far as clutch kickers, but that's what's going on with me and the cars. I'm out. I'm done with that for a while. I want to get my head right. You know, I've never really been too big on my mental health or my physical health. I've always just kind of like done whatever I thought was fun at the time. And I'm starting to realize as I get older that might not have been the right choice, you know? Like, I always put everybody else... People can say whatever they want about me, but like as far as the series and the drivers and everything else, I always put everybody else above myself. I spent 5 years doing that. Matt spent 5 years doing that. Mr. Castleberry spent several years doing that. Like, I think it's time that like I just want to focus on me. Thanks, man. Likes the rap. And yeah, so I'm just gonna do me for a while. So that's what's going on. I don't really know what else to say about it other than like, if this upsets anybody, I'm sorry. You know, like, I understand that like people love the Corvette and the rental program, and they love what Clutch Kickers is, and they love everything about us. But yeah, I need a break. So I'm still talking to some people about next season. Like I said, we're still probably going to do it next season. Like, I'm sure everything will be with Clutch Kickers just fine. But like right now, as far as my involvement in drifting, I'm gonna take a step back a little bit and just focus on me for a while. So yeah, probably gonna leave that vlog off here. I'm actually headed up to Milton. I'll start another vlog here when I get up there. Brian636 does this series called Hood Eats, which I think is sick. I'm not trying to do Hood Eats. Like, I'm not even gonna pretend like I'm even anywhere near the hood. I moved out of Atlanta years ago, and I live in Fort Walton Beach, Florida now. There's not, like, even the hood section of Fort Walton Beach is like better than half of Atlanta. So but I'm going up to Milton, which, like I said, is about a 50-minute drive from my house. I got a new friend that I met that's got a motorcycle shop up there. He might be looking for some help, so I'm gonna go up and talk to him, see if I can possibly fill that role. You know, even if it's, you know, part-time. I can't really do full-time right now with the Clutch Kickers thing, but I can do part-time, like nights, weekends, certain days of the week. I can rearrange my schedule to help out my boy. If not, if I can't fill that role he needs, it is what it is. I definitely understand, but it'd be sick to get some more experience learning on bikes. I'm a pretty good mechanic, but I'm not like a bike mechanic. But I mean, a lot of it, from what I've noticed, we're working on the R6 will cross over, so whatever. We're headed up there, so when I get up there, I'll start another vlog. We're gonna go look for a random ass restaurant to eat in town and try and do that Brian636 Hood Eats level stuff, because it's just cool to me. Oh god, I shifted up too quick. So yeah, we're gonna end the vlog there. I'll catch you guys in the next one.